So I found a coloring book brand that's literally doing over $192,000 a month on Amazon KDP. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what they did to become so successful and how you can do the same. So let's get right into it. So the brand is this one, Meg Publishing. If you've been in publishing for a while, you probably have come across some of her books, right? So these are her bestsellers. So on KD Spy, it tells you the actual revenue. So it's not profit, right? It's revenue, but it's doing $192,000 a month in revenue, right? So the profit is still really, really high up there. I mean, we're talking multiple 5-figure months. And these are her top books. So we got Food and Snacks coloring book, Bold and Easy, Woodland Escape, simple coloring book, Sweethearts coloring book. So let's go and open up a few of them. So this is her bestseller, Food and Snacks coloring book. I have another tool called BookBeam. You do have to pay a little bit, but BookBeam tells you how much the book is actually making in royalties, so not revenue, right? So you can see that this book is at 68 BSR, doing $1,000 to $2,000 every single day in royalties. So just from this book, you know, she's doing 30 to 60K a month, right? Which is absolutely insane. Even if this is kind of exaggerated on the higher end, I mean, that is still, 20, 30K a month, right? At a very conservative level, that's just incredible. So the craziest part about this is her interior is just mind-blowingly simple. So this is something that just absolutely blew my mind. And it's just incredible how simple it is. Like, I would never think that people will buy this for a coloring book. You know, it's way too simple. Like, how much can you color in? There's like how much spaces are there to color in? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 literal space to color in, right? 6 if you count the background. And yet she got 208 reviews at 4.8 average, real reviews, not fake. So this just kind of changes the game in the coloring book space, because a lot of people thought that you need this complex designs, you know, that's super cool to color in. And that's what I thought too. But she just completely destroyed that perception that, hey, people actually enjoy these very simple coloring pages, right? Which is cool because you can make these kind of pages so easily yourself, or even if you hire someone, like I like to pay somebody else to make the book so that I don't have to spend any time. If I would hire an illustrator on Upwork to go and create me a coloring page like this will cost me $2 to $3. That is it. So I can make a whole book, which is 40 pages, right? For 80 to 120 bucks if I would outsource it. And obviously, once again, you can make it yourself. So it's just incredible what you can do. And we're going to talk about how she actually got sales from this. But once again, looking at the reviews, people are liking it. People are liking these simple coloring book, which is amazing, right? It's good to see. So that one had 200 reviews, but she was making sales from very, very early on. Like, she was making sales from less than 10 reviews. And this one right here is her other bestseller, right? Doing a couple $100 a day. And this is 78 ratings. Once again, extremely simple, like extremely, extremely simple. And this is her other one, right? Sweethearts coloring book. This was her original bestseller. And you can see it got 200 reviews, but once again, it was selling from like 5 reviews, right? And it's doing a couple $100 a day. And it's the same thing, like crazy basic. I'm just so surprised that people actually consider this a coloring page. I'm not hating, I'm just surprised, right? But I guess they do, and they're happy with it. That's the main thing. So how does she become so successful? Because I always talk about how you don't want to just make a book everyone else is making, right? Because her books are very simple. If you want to, you can make the same book. Although I will say that her interiors are very simple, it's packaged very nicely, right? You know, her title is professional. She has the keyword, the subtitle is really nice, right? Clean, professional. Her book cover as well is clean, right? And nicely designed. It doesn't have this cheap cover feel to it. So her packaging is very nice. It's simple, but not cheap, if that makes sense. And there's a difference, right? A lot of people can create these content, but their packaging is pretty bad, that it looks cheap. You know, hers look professional in a good way. So going back to analyzing the listing a little bit, once again, she has the proper keyword in the title, Food and Snacks coloring book. She has the descriptive, you know, feature of the book in the subtitle, Bold and Easy Designs for Adults and Kids, exactly what I teach in my videos as well. And also her description is clean, bolding out the main feature of, you know, the book, which is good. The book cover is nicely made as well. And it looks like she doesn't have A+ content. A+ content is not necessary, but if you add it, it typically increases conversion by a couple %, so it's nice to have. But anyways, in terms of how she blew her brand up is not from the book, right? The book is good, you know, but it's not something that really stands out from the rest, right? There are a lot of books like this. So how does she do it? Well, if I go to Helium 10 Cerebro, which is the only app that you can see if the book is running ads or not, and type in her ASIN, I can actually go and analyze what keywords she's ranking for and what kind of marketing she's doing. So you can see that this book, Food and Snacks Coloring Book, is ranking for 14 paid keywords. So these are 14 keywords that she's running ads to. So she is running some Amazon ads, which are these books, which are these keywords right here. So she's, running ads towards coloring book, adult coloring book, snack coloring book. So basically just generic keywords that are related to her book, right? So she's just going after the same keywords everyone else is going after, right? These are broad, really profitable, but really competitive keywords. So although she's running ads, I don't think this is a secret, right? She's doing it after she became successful as an additional way to get sales. What actually was the initial Kickstarter of her success is TikTok. So I've covered TikTok for a couple other brands in the past, but she is another case of how TikTok just blew her up, right? So this is her TikTok channel. And you can see that her top videos are getting millions of views, right? Let's watch a little bit. So all she's doing is she ordered her book, she colored it in, and then she's just flipping through the pages like this, one after another. Filming that with a camera or her phone, doesn't matter, and then posting it. It's like 10 seconds, and that is it. It got 6.6 million views. This one right here is another type of video she makes, which is more about ASMR styles. So it's like ASMR for coloring books, right? So she doesn't talk, so she just goes and colors in one of her books or one of her pages, right? So you can make a video for every single page, right? And then you can repeat the same page over and over again later on. So you have unlimited content there, but this got 3.5 million views. And this one, she's actually talking, just going over her different books that she has, right? And it has 179,000 views. So you can see that she's posting very, very consistently. But in this video specifically, she talks about how she got her coloring books viral, right? So in the description, it says, TikTok is all about consistency, trying new things, finding what works for you personally. Everyone has their own style, having good lighting, catching people's attention, right? So I knew it can be discouraged to keep posting. And she also states here that I know for my account, it took at least 4 to 6 weeks of posting 1 to 3 videos every single day before she started increasing her views. So everyone starts posting on TikTok, right? And people tell me it doesn't work, right? They're like, oh, I posted 5 videos, only got 10 views, 20 views. Well, she's saying right here that it took 4 to 6 weeks of posting 1 to 3 videos every single day just to have more views, right? So obviously it takes time, it takes consistency, just like literally any other thing in life, right? But once you get it going, once it builds up, I mean, look at this, like every single video she posts is 78K views, 90K views, 70K views, and it's the same style over and over and over again. She's just coloring, out one of her page, and that is it. That's the video. This probably takes a couple minutes to maybe 10, 20 minutes, I don't know. And then you go and edit that video and post it. So maybe total 30 minutes, or even if it's longer, right? You do that once a day. It's not a lot of work considering the amount of views that you can potentially get. So now she gets hundreds of thousands of views. So really it's all about being consistent and posting every single day. All right, so that is the marketing side, but how do you actually create a book like this? Well, there are many, many ways of creating a simple coloring book like this. The first way, which is one of the basic way, is just going to Canva. There's a lot of built-in templates like this. And there are images that you can only use if you have the pro membership like this. So you can get the pro membership, which is like 20 bucks, or there are the free ones as well. But it's essentially just using it. And obviously you want to, add some text around it, try and customize the page so it's just not the same content as everyone else. But if you want to get started with a very, very easy way of creating a coloring page, Canva is one way of doing it. Another way is using AI. So you can see that I've been playing around with trying to get a simple coloring page. So some of the prompt I use is minimalistic clip art of a turtle, line art, bold lines, no grayscale, simple coloring page for kids. And it's still pretty detailed, like it's a lot more detailed than her books here, but it is still a cool way to generate these images. Like this one is pretty simple, right? So you can definitely play around with it. In fact, you don't want to make the exact same book, right? Her book stood out because she had something extremely simple compared to everybody else. So you want to go and find your own style, but once again, AI is a pretty cool way to start creating these coloring pages. Method number 3 is to use Creative Fabrica, which is a kind of an image library. And this is a membership site, or you can pay or purchase these images a la carte. But I'll leave a link below this video if you want to check it out. As an example, right? People are selling these graphics very, very, very similar to what she is selling here, right, on Creative Fabrica. So you could go and purchase it, use it, and compile these images inside the book. Once again, I do recommend you try and add something around it if you're using template images so that the page itself is customized and it's unique so that you don't encounter duplicate content issue. So that's the risk of using pre-made templates like this. But essentially, this is a really simple way for you to get a similar simple image like what she has. So method number 4 is hiring an illustrator to create a custom illustration for you. And honestly, this is the best way considering that you can create higher quality books rather than just using templates. And it is original. It's not something that you will run into duplicate content issue in the future because you're using templates that a lot of other people used. Okay, so if you go to Fiverr here, I'll leave a link to all these gigs below this video if you guys want to check it out. But if you go to Fiverr and look up, draw, coloring books or illustration or custom illustration like that, there are a few gigs that looks good that I found. So this person right here, right, for $5, she will create 1 page of coloring book in any subject, right? And this is a $5 image. So if she can do this for $5, she can for sure do this for $5. You can even negotiate and see if she can do it cheaper because it's way simpler, right? So like 100% you can get something like that done. If not, if you want something more detailed, right, she can do it. So that is 1 gig. And this is the next gig, right? This one, 5 images for $10. Guys, 5 images for $10. So that is $2 per image, which is incredibly cheap. I think he's pricing himself way too cheap. And you can see that the quality is pretty good, right? Especially if you, once again, want simple coloring page, he can definitely do it. So that's another gig right here. And if you want something a little more premium, this is $10 per page, but it looks pretty good as well. So going back to this book, right? You can see that this book has 40 pages to color in. So basically 40 images. So all you have to do is order 40 images from this illustrator. This gig can do 1 page for $5. So that means it's gonna cost $200 to order from her. For this gig, it'll cost $80 because he's charging $2 per page. And for this gig, it'll be $400 to get a book like this. Which even at $400, honestly, if you can make this amount of money or even just a fraction of this, it's super worth it. And that is how I typically approach this business, is I just hire somebody else who can make these books better than me, right? And make the book, and I handle the marketing, and I make back a lot more than I invest in creating these books, and then all the profit after that. So how can you do the same and also make $192,000 a month from your KDP business? So step 1 is you want to create a high quality book. I personally recommend you go the Fiverr route, as I mentioned, creating something unique and original to you. And step 2 is start posting on TikTok daily. So once again, there's a lot of examples of the type of videos you can make. It's literally 10 seconds, right? It's literally 10 seconds long. So if you cannot post a 10-second video every single day, you probably should not be building a business, right? This takes work, but it's not that hard posting 10-second videos every single day. So you just want to be consistent and do that over a period of time. And by the way, once your business grows, you can outsource the TikTok process by hiring a virtual assistant for $500 to $800 a month for them to take over and post every single day, if not more than once a day. So for just $500 to $800 a month, you don't have to do any of this process anymore while increasing your output and posting more often. I personally got friends who hired somebody to do exactly this, where they ship their books to the assistant's address, and the assistant has nice hands, right? So the assistant never shows her face. She just goes and film herself coloring in the page and make a video, send it to my friend, and then they post it on TikTok. And so my friend does no work, just pay the assistant, and that is it. And they have TikTok marketing going. So if you guys want tutorials on how to hire full-time VAs like that, then let me know in the comments below. And step 3 is to consider running ads once your business grows. So, TikTok organic is great, right? But you do have to consistently post. Eventually, once you have the money, it's easier to scale from there just by running Amazon ads. So consider doing that. But the great thing is you don't have to do it in the beginning, right? In the beginning, you can do everything for free, posting on social media. And then once you have more money, you want to start saving time, then you can just pay for ads and get more sales from there. So if you want to know which Amazon ad service that I personally use myself, then the link is below this video as well. But that is it for the video. So if you enjoyed it, leave a like, subscribe if you haven't yet. Feel free to give me some video ideas for the future in the comments below, and make sure you watch this video that pops up next.